A quick summary of the Enron financial scandal in less than 5 minutes. The year is 1985 and you are Mr. Kenneth Lay, the CEO of Houston Natural Gas Company. Following a merger with Internet Inc., you are now the CEO of Enron. Big things are now on the horizon for you, Mr. Lay. Fast forward a couple of years into 1987 and we introduce a 36-year-old McKinsey consultant named Jeffrey Skilling. Skilling worked with Enron in 1985, helping the company to create a forward market in natural gas. The market was creatively called the Gas Bank, and it allowed gas producers and wholesale buyers to purchase gas supplies and hedge the price risk at the same time. Skilling had done such a good job on this project that he caught the eye of Mr. Kenneth Lay, who hired him in 1990 as the chairman and CEO of Enron Finance Corp. This was the 1990s, the era of the internet, and the US government was slowly letting go of the iron grip that it had held on the energy industry. One of Skilling's early contributions to Enron was to transition from the traditional historical cost accounting methods to the mark-to-market accounting method. For all of the non-accountants out there, MTM tries to give a picture of a company's financial position by calculating the fair value of its assets. This method can, however, be manipulated because it allows the company to decide what the fair value is. Enron took mark-to-market accounting to a whole other level. Since they controlled the energy trading market, they decided what the profits on a deal could be. Remember this, because MTM is what changed Enron from a boring gas company to the world's leading trader of energy. An example of this is in Enron Broadband Services, a venture to create a nationwide high-speed fiber optic network. The project was highly ambitious and attracted significant attention from industry insiders and experts. However, despite the initial optimism, EBS failed to meet its targets and deliver on its promises. In spite of the project being an utter failure, EBS still booked $111 million in profits thanks to, you guessed it, mark-to-market accounting. In 1995, Enron was hailed as America's most innovative company by Fortune. If you make it on the cover of Fortune magazine, it means that you made it, right? Oh wait, never mind. At least Enron didn't have any sultry wood nymphs working there. In 1990, CEO Jeff Skilling hired Andrew Fastow, a man well acquainted with the deregulated energy market that Skilling wanted to exploit. In 1993, Fastow began establishing several special purpose vehicles. What are those? SPVs, or special purpose vehicles, are typically used when big companies are trying something new in the market and are unsure about the product's success. The benefit of using SPVs is that in case the product or idea fails, it doesn't affect the working of the whole original company. What Enron did here was that they made a large number of SPVs and sold company assets to them. This selling of assets boosted Enron's revenue. Pledging the assets it bought from Enron, the SPV then would take loans from banks, which were then used to buy more assets, boosting Enron's revenues even further. It was through these SPVs that Enron was able to boost its profits and take close to $30 billion in debt without anyone getting to know about it. You want to know what the funniest part was? Most of the time, the asset that Enron was selling to the SPV was Enron stock itself. The whole situation worked while Enron stock continued to go up. But at some point, things had to go wrong. On the 5th of March 2001, a Fortune reporter named Bethany McLean finally asked the question that all Wall Street analysts refused to ask themselves: is Enron overpriced? In her article, she talked about how no one really knew how Enron made its money, and the company refused to tell people. After this article was published, more and more people started asking the question.
You're the only financial institution that can't produce a balance sheet or a cash flow statement with their earnings.
Well, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Asshole.
If I could go back and redo things, I would not now have used the term that I used.
On the 14th of August 2001, Skilling abruptly resigned from Enron, citing personal reasons. In the same month, Enron's broadband division reported a massive $137 million loss. After years of making hay while the sun was shining, analysts suddenly became wary of the stock and dropped their ratings, forcing the stock price of Enron to fall to a 52-week low of $39.95. On October 16, 2001, during an earnings call, Enron announced that it suffered a $618 million loss for the quarter and that a $1.2 billion write-off was on the way. Less than a week later, Enron announced that it was facing an SEC probe. On the 8th of November 2001, Enron admitted to having inflated its revenue by around $586 million since 1997. And 1 month later, on the 2nd of December 2001, the company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Its stock closed at 26 cents per share. After the fraud was exposed, $74 billion were lost, including money in the retirement accounts belonging to thousands of Enron employees. Enron's auditing firm, Arthur Andersen, admitted to being complicit in hiding the shady accounting as well as shredding documents in an effort to cover it up. Stronger regulations in the form of the Sarbanes-Oxley Act were implemented in 2002 to create strict new rules for record keeping, as well as impose harsher penalties for those in violation. Lay, Skilling, and Fastow were all convicted on a number of counts of securities and wire fraud. Lay, however, died before he could serve any time, and Fastow was released in 2011 after serving his sentence. Skilling, who was also convicted, was released in February of 2020. Hey guys, so that brings us to the end of this week's video on the Enron scandal. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to our channel FilterCoffeeFinance if you learned something useful today. Thanks for watching this video guys, and until we meet again, this is FilterCoffeeFinance signing off.